All right, so let us begin. Namaste, everyone, and welcome to this session on forgiveness. Before we start, let us ask for divine blessings to the Supreme God, to the Divine Father, Divine Mother, to Lord Mahaguruji Meling, to Master Choa Kok Sui, to all the great ones, all the holy gurus, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, healing ministers, spiritual helpers, to the beings of light, and to all the great ones. We thank you for your divine guidance, help, healing, and protection. Thank you for your divine love and mercy. Thank you for the blessings of physical healing and inner healing. Thank you for blessing us with inner strength and the ability to forgive and let go. Thank you for blessing us with right viewpoint, also known as accurate perception, and correct expression. Thank you for blessing us with flexibility, tolerance, patience. And also thank you for blessing us with compassion towards others and towards oneself. With thanks and in full faith, we thank you. All right, so every year we do this annual forgiveness challenge. And I think it's probably the 8th year that we are doing it now in a row. So just thought let's have a short session, introductory session on the forgiveness. We'll try to touch upon some of the concepts. There are, I think, a couple of other sessions that I've conducted in the past, much detailed conversation around the forgiveness, and we will, share that as well with you. But just wanted to touch upon this briefly, and then we will all practice as well. Okay. Now, there are different ways to understand the aspect of forgiveness. Perhaps some of you have done pranic healing, some of you may not have done pranic healing yet. And maybe some of you have just done recently, or you've just done your basic course. Now, so what we'll do is we'll try to touch briefly the forgiveness from physical perspective first. Like in the basic course, we talk about the healing of the physical body, right? So, what impact does forgiveness have on the physical health? That is one aspect. There are other aspects also. How does forgiveness affect us emotionally and mentally? How does it affect our spiritual growth? How does it affect our relationships? How does it even affect the prosperity, career, good luck, right? So everything is connected. But like I said, in other previous sessions, we have covered all of these things in depth, so we'll not cover all of them, but just to give a bit of a glimpse. Now, before the word forgiveness comes, we have to think of the word anger and resentment. Because when something happens to us through a life situation or through someone, the first emotion that gets triggered within us is the emotion of anger. And if we are able to express the anger, sometimes we are able to vent it out, right? And then afterward, we feel a bit lighter. But if not, it kind of turns into resentment. If you're not able to do something towards someone, you want to do something out of anger, but if you are not able to do it, then you kind of swallow it, and it turns into resentment. Now, we understand from pranic healing viewpoint that these kind of negative emotions like anger or resentment, vindictiveness, the aspect of, or the thoughts of taking a revenge, right? So all of these things, first of all, affect the solar plexus chakra. Okay, and if it is expressed, it affects the front solar plexus. If it is suppressed, then it goes from the front solar plexus to the back solar plexus. Okay. Now, when these chakras become bigger or overactivated, especially the back solar plexus chakra, so what happens is, now imagine a hump, right? Like that. The energy from the lower chakra, the one which is below solar plexus, is the Mingmen. So the energy which is supposed to naturally move up from the Mingmen chakra to be pumped up to the other chakras, it kind of gets blocked because there's this hump which is blocking the energy to go up, which in turn affects the Mingmen chakra. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Chinese medicine believes in the fact that you know the anger is stored in kidneys. Some people say the fear energy is trapped in kidneys. Some people say it is the liver. But in general, if you think about the from the chakra perspective, if the Mingmen is affected, then we know that Mingmen affects the kidneys or controls the kidneys, right? And when somebody continues to harbor the anger or the resentment without forgiving, it affects this chakra and corresponding organs. Now, you may have also noticed if you are angry or upset about something, it makes you feel kind of heavy. Have you noticed that? It kind of makes you feel heavy. Uh, like something happened and you keep thinking about it and you keep re-experiencing those emotions and those exchanges that happened, those words, even if it was many years ago. What we don't realize is that, well, somebody else may have lit the fire whenever it was, but it is us in our ignorance who keep fanning the fire so that it continues to burn. Well, who does it affect? The fire, those emotions, as you keep on recalling them, every time maybe you see that person again and again, and you are reminded of what this person did to you. What the person did in the past, obviously you cannot change, or he or she cannot change the past. None of us. But every time we relive those emotions in our mind, in our head, we are fanning the fire and it continues to live within us. So it can lead into depression sometimes. Um, as you know, because sometimes if you can't do anything about it, you kind of, and you still feel negative about the whole situation, it can also lead into feeling depressed. Now, imagine if Mingmen chakra is very overactivated, or too big, too full of such energies. The energy from the Mingmen goes down to the basic chakra. The basic chakra becomes overactivated, which can result in insomnia. Now, what is insomnia? Is difficulty sleeping. You may have also noticed if something happens to you, let's say you have had an altercation with someone and or a heated exchange or some emotionally stirring conversation, especially if it was, hurtful, and you try to go to your bed, you keep tossing left to right, right to left, you can't sleep. Now, of course, if it is prolonged, then it is termed medically as insomnia, right? Somebody having difficulty in sleeping. And many of you may have noticed this once in a while. There are days maybe you can sleep peacefully, but something happens and you keep thinking about it. If not, it may take you, maybe half an hour, 1 hour, or even 2 hours, 3 hours to get to sleep, right? Um, in that sense, obviously, the word insomnia, which is more chronic situation, but it can lead to that also. Now think about the energy going up from solar plexus. The negative energy from the solar plexus going up to the heart chakra, dirtying the heart. What does the heart control? It controls the physical heart, it controls the lungs. Now, in many cases, it can result or manifest as heart blockage. Block, if you think about it, something which is supposed to flow smoothly is not getting, the channel to flow. It is stopping. If you are not allowing your emotions, there's nothing wrong in feeling anger. Let me put it this way. The emotion exists for a reason, but the inability to process it is what causes the problem. Emotion in itself may not be wrong, right? There is something called justified anger. Maybe in a right situation, let's say if somebody is doing a crime or beating someone or doing something, and if you're angry and you're trying to stop the other person to make that mistake or something like that, it's a justified anger in that situation, in that sense of it, right? Now, whereas if you, in this situation where you are swallowing your anger and not able to process it, not able to overcome what has happened to you, and so on and so forth, it's not the right use of that emotion. So it is kind of blocked within you, right? It manifests, or it can manifest as blockage in the heart. Okay. Now, these are just some examples which we are mentioning as to how not forgiving can affect us physically. So just to summarize this, remember this thing. If you are undergoing some physical problem, some ailment or some disease, pain, especially, it could be physical pain or it could even be emotional pain, right? Always be sure that there is some forgiving which is still pending somewhere. Now, nobody can tell you what that is, to whom, with whom. It is for you to reflect and find out. And as you do so, and that's the whole idea of this group practice, as we practice regularly in a group, maybe in the beginning, you will become aware of the obvious cases where you need to practice forgiveness. But the idea is to uncover layer after layer after layer after layer. The more you do that, it is possible that you will uncover, you become aware of, oh, this also is pending for me to release. Slowly and gradually, you will be able to peel off more and more layers of, you know, the. Just a moment, I'm getting a repeated call. Sorry about that. Let me just pause the recording. Let us proceed. Now, what were you talking about? The layers, right? And so what we will do is tonight, first we will, by the way, if you want to understand more about forgiveness, like I said earlier at the beginning of the session, we will share with you some more videos. They're available on YouTube. I conducted a very detailed session on covering each and every aspect of forgiveness, covering almost everything if possible, or at least based on my understanding of whatever is to be covered. Nonetheless, we will do that. I will share that with you. But for now, what I want all of you to do is let us, and especially some of you have already joined the dedicated forgiveness challenge group, and even if those who haven't, you can still practice for now with us. So what I want you all of to do is a couple of things. Number one, let us start with setting the baseline. What is the baseline? Now, as you start your month-long challenge, month-long practice, let us understand where are we today and where will we reach at the end of the month. Okay, so all of you, and I hope most of you are pranic healers. If not, is anybody who is not a pranic healer, can you just raise your hand through the app? You will not be able to unmute yourself. So just let me know let me just have a quick look at the list of the participants. 1 second. Just in case if I notice anybody who is not a pranic healer as yet. Okay, maybe one or two of you. No problem. So what we will do is, for those who don't know how to scan, just be aware when I say a name of a chakra, just follow. Just imagine that chakra is in front of you or besides you like this, and then you just try to be aware of the center of your one of your palms. Like for example, I'm using my left palm. Be aware of the center of your palm and try to just feel the energy. Make an intent. Just follow with us, and you will be able to feel the energy. Okay. So all of you, first of all, scan your solar plexus chakra and check if there is any energy of guilt in the chakra. Scan guilt energy. You can check your front solar plexus. You can scan your back solar plexus. Those who are not pranic healers, just be aware that as if the chakra is somewhere here besides you, like this. Like, for example, if my hand is here, right? This is the chakra. With the other hand, try to feel the energy of guilt in the chakra. Okay. Those who want, you can also make a note of it so that you remember, or you can do it after the session also, as to how much was the energy, was it there, was it not there, and so on. Done? Now, scan the energy of resentment in your solar plexus, front and back, especially the back. Resentment mostly travels into the back solar plexus. So just be aware of the chakra, scan the energy. Get a rough idea. Okay. Next, scan your basic chakra to check the amount of hurt and or injury that you have caused to yourself, to your own self. Now that's interesting, right? How can we cause injury to oneself? But we do. We do. We are all one. When you think from the soul's perspective, every time you hurt someone else, you've actually hurt yourself many, many more times. So check the amount of hurt or injury you have caused to yourself. You will find some energy there. Maybe. Let me give you a few seconds. Okay. Now continue scanning the basic chakra to find or to scan the amount of hurt or injury you have caused to others. Just to be able to differentiate and understand. Because even when you hurt others, especially physically, if you have done it in the past, it is your basic chakra which gets affected. Even if you have hurt someone, like you went and slapped someone, okay, you will find that your own basic chakra is affected. Scan the energy. I hope all of you are able to follow this. Now, the next one is scan your solar plexus again for self-love. How much of self-love you have? Check. Do you have self-love? Find it out. Guilt was supposed to be scanned in solar plexus. Yes. Somebody asked a question there. Okay, self-love. Do you have self-love? Okay. Next. Scan your Agnya chakra and throat chakra one by one. Agnya is here. Throat chakra is here. For those who are non-pranic healers, it is here. Now scan these chakras for self-sabotaging thoughts. Check if you have anything. They could be your own thoughts. When I say self, it has to be generated by yourself, but sometimes it is an outcome of what has been projected to you and it becomes yours. In any case, just scan for self-sabotaging thoughts. That's the phrase you will use. Agnya and throat. Check the energy. Some of you will have more, some of you will have less, some of you may have none. That's okay. Done. Also, now go back to your basic chakra to scan the repressed anger or resentment. See if your resentment, which you scan in the solar plexus, has it gone to your basic also? Check repressed or suppressed anger and resentment in the basic chakra. I'll give you a few seconds. Next, scan your throat chakra for any kind of negative thoughts and worrying thoughts. Any kind of worries or negative thoughts. These negative thoughts can be towards yourself, towards someone else, towards a situation, towards an event, or anything, your own life situation. Any negative thoughts in your throat. We'll do one more scanning after that, and then we'll practice. Done? And finally, I want all of you to scan your own aura. You know, just in general, scan your aura to check if any of your pains or discomforts or ailments are due to any pending forgiveness, right? With someone pending. So just check. Are there any, if you have any pain specifically, for example, is this pain because of the pending forgiveness with someone? Maybe your knee is painful. Maybe your, I don't know, hip joint is painful. I don't know. Check. Or your back. So if any of these things are due to any pending forgiveness, is it? Is the energy there? Fantastic. So which means now we know where we are before the practice of forgiveness, right? Now we will practice. Now forgiveness, we will divide into two parts mainly, or actually three parts. Forgiveness, we will start with forgiving oneself first. Many people don't realize when they practice forgiveness, they always look at me versus you, me versus them, right? But what most people forget about is the self-forgiveness part. And that's what we will start with first. Because without that, this will always be incomplete. Okay? So sit comfortably, close your eyes. We will use recorded audio for now, just to maintain the timing. So let me share the audio. Close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Visualize yourself standing in front of you. And visualize that you are looking into your own eyes, lovingly and compassionately. Silently repeat after me. Atma, take your name. Namaste. I salute the divinity within you. We are all humans. We all make mistakes. I forgive you.
I forgive you for not always listening to the inner guide, the inner voice, though it always spoke. I was so blinded, I was so oblivious. These inner guidances that I've always been receiving, sometimes not even recognizing and acknowledging. I forgive you for being gullible and lacking discernment, for making repeated wrong choices, being unkind to oneself at different times, for injuring oneself without realizing, for being vulnerable and allowing others to continue to hurt me, for the unnecessary guilt that I've carried for so long, for blaming you for the misery, for striving for unattainable perfection, for turning against the self, for closing my heart to self and others, keeping my heart in a cage, closing it to the love that I could receive, for trying to anticipate everything, know everything, for dwelling in the past mistakes, for self condemnation, for my inability to follow and apply the teachings as given by my beloved teacher, for not even recognizing that how my life changed with the grace and blessings of beloved Master. For I did not see what priceless teachings he gave. I forgive myself completely on all levels, for I am human. I don't need to be perfect, but strive to be a better version of myself with every passing moment and day. I am a good soul. I make mistakes, and through these mistakes is how I learn and grow. But Through this self-forgiveness, I willingly learn to love myself, to give myself another chance, to see my divine light more brightly and clearly. Atma, take your name. May you be blessed with peace, happiness, success. May your life be blessed with abundance and spirituality. God's blessings be with you. You are loved. I promise I will take care of you always. Be aware that there is no separate you. Let go of the vision. It's just you, only you in one light. Then you say, I humbly request my higher soul to support me, to guide me. I have made the commitment to forgive myself, and I am ready to release the chains that fear has placed upon me. And I know that forgiveness will set me free. I turn this desire over to you, my higher soul, and I accept that you will show me where to go, what to do, what to say. I know you will lead me to the perfect assignments and lessons so that I can deepen my self love and release all my fear. My higher soul, thank you for guiding me to forgive myself. I listen to my higher soul always. You may raise your hands in blessing. You say, I bless myself with the virtue of accurate perception for making right choices with divine guidance, for taking genuine pride in my existence, for supporting and standing up for myself, for being a loving and compassionate being, for living in the present, for recalling only the past lessons learned and the wisdom gained by the past hurtful experiences, for following the footsteps of my teacher and regular practice of his phenomenal teachings. I shower myself with peace, love, mercy, and with tons of happiness. I know I am loved. I am a child of God. So be it. So be it. And so it is. And so it is. Put your hands down. A deep breath. Exhale and let go of any energies, any emotions, any thoughts that do not serve you anymore. Just let them go.
Close your eyes and think of
up to 5 people in your mind who have hurt you in the past, either with their words or with their actions, knowingly or unknowingly. Sometimes they did not intend to hurt you, but you felt hurt. Imagine up to 5 people for now. Make a mental list. If you have less than 5, it's also okay. Now, imagine these 5 people standing in front of you, 6 inches tall. Smile at them. Put a gentle awareness on your heart chakra. Smile at them and say mentally, Namaste. I humbly forgive you for any hurt or injury or pain that you may have caused me in the past with your words or with your actions. I understand that sometimes you may not have intended to hurt me, but I felt hurt. But now I realize that it is a part of growing process. In these experiences of pain and pleasures, we learn our lessons, we grow. We are all humans. We all make mistakes. I have made my share of mistakes. Perhaps you have made your share of mistakes. And I also realize that it is through these experiences that the lessons that I'm learning now and I'm growing. And in this process, I forgive you. I let go of any inner pain. I let go. Continue to smile at them. You say, you are completely forgiven. Now raise your hands in blessing. Project lots of love, peace, and happiness to all these people. Silently say to them, may you be blessed with peace, with love, with happiness, with joy. So be it. May God's blessings be with you and be with me. May peace be with you and be with me. May you go in peace. I release you from my aura. You say, cut, cut, cut. Put your hands down. Inhale slowly and exhale slowly. Inhale peace and exhale all the anxiety and stress. You don't need them, let them go. Inhale happiness and exhale all the sadness and sorrows. Inhale divine light and exhale all the darkness. Let go. Now, think of 5 people, up to 5 people. It could be same or it could be different persons whom you have hurt in the past, either with your thoughts, with your words, or with your actions. Imagine all of them in front of you, 6 inches tall, and silently say to them, Namaste. Smile at them. Be aware of your heart and crown. Namaste. I humbly seek your forgiveness, for I have hurt you in the past with my actions, with my words, or with my thoughts. I did not realize then, but I realize now my mistake. It is human to make mistake. We are all humans, we all make mistakes. Please forgive me. I am learning my lessons, and I wish you the same. Now raise your hands in blessing. Shower them with lots of love, peace, happiness, and joy. Silently say to them, may God's blessings be with you and be with me. May peace be with you and be with me. May you go in peace. I release you from my aura. Cut, cut, cut. Put your hands down. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Inhale peace. Exhale all the anxiety and stress. Inhale happiness. Exhale all the sadness and sorrows. Let them go. Inhale divine light and exhale all the darkness. Let it go. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Gently, slowly, open your eyes with a big, big smile.
Mhm. Now, if any of you are feeling any heaviness, any congestion on your chest or your heart, your solar plexus, just sweep the energy. And of course, once the session is over, you could also just do a light body shaking exercises. Now, before we end, I just wanted to explain how are we going to, do this practice for the whole month. Now, the whole practice is divided into 3 parts, right? Oh, by the way, before that, I want all of you to scan something. Check after the practice, is there any change in, for example, self-love? Check. Check if self-love in your solar plexus is more or less or same. Find out. Check if there is any self-sabotaging thoughts in your Agnya in your throat? Is there a difference at all after the practice one time? This is just to understand whether this practice made an effect or no, at least to a certain degree, right? It could be maybe small, but for some it could be big. Doesn't matter. Does it make a difference? Did it make a difference? At least qualitatively and quantitatively, maybe. So if it did, so if you continue to do it, every day, including you can also check, how your physical health is improving, right? So how do we practice this every day? What are you supposed to do in this whole month? Every day we will practice on one aspect, right? Starting with by the way, this practice will begin on as a formal challenge, will begin on the 1st of December. So day one, you would practice or focus on self-forgiveness. Okay. You will not only practice self-forgiveness, but also appreciation. We all have some good qualities, so you reflect on that also. That is part one. You also have to probably spend some time reflecting, disintegrating negative self-talk, and generating kind words and thoughts towards yourself. That is day one. Day two, you would focus on forgiving those who have hurt you in the past with your thoughts, words, or thoughts you may not be aware, but at least with your words or with your actions. And then as part of your reflection, you would disintegrate any negative inner or verbal talk or thoughts about him or her. We keep thinking negative about somebody. So with those people, you disintegrate those negative talks and generate kind words and thoughts consciously. You may even write it down. And every time, like, on day two, okay, at least, okay, person A, this person is very kind. Or whatever, at least very intelligent or something like that, whatever it is. So you reflect on the good qualities of the person. Clear? Day three is the focus on asking for forgiveness from those whom we have hurt. Again, you can make a list of the people. You could keep the same set of people over a period of 1 month, because sometimes it requires forgiving over and over and over and over, right? But if you feel that you have resolved any emotions with them, at least in your own mind, then you can change the name of the person. But we would recommend that you use the same people for the entire month. So what will you do as part of your inner reflection on day three? First of all, disintegrate any negative thoughts or words that you're using about him or her, right? And again, generate kind words, thoughts towards this person, reflect on the good qualities of the person, write them down. Day three done. And then you repeat the whole thing on day four. Day four is again about your own self. Day five is forgiving others, those who have hurt you. Day six is asking for forgiveness. And then this whole thing repeats for the whole of December. You could join us every day. We will try to incorporate this practice into our daily meditation practice at 7:15 that we do. But nonetheless, every Friday, we focus on all the three aspects. That's what we anyway do. We have been doing all the while. We will continue to do that. Okay. What else? Once you practice every day, and that's the challenge, right? That's why it's a challenge. You have to find time to practice it every single day. Whatever time suits you. Before sleeping, after waking up, during your lunch break, whatever time suits you. Do it at least once a day. Once you have practiced once a day, then you just post your update in the group saying that something like, I let go, I am free, something like that, right? And suffixed with your count of practice. We will send the detailed instructions in the group, so don't worry about it. So that's what it is. And you can measure your own progress through the scanning, right? The way we did today. And in the daily practice, which we will facilitate, we will also do some extra things once in a while. So we'll keep you warm about that. But that's what it is. So I hope you're all excited to continue this practice. And then we are ready for the next year. Because without letting go of the heavy baggage, if you want to do new things in your life in the new year, the best way is, first of all, let go of the thing which you don't need. Okay, and that's why this practice is so important and useful. All right, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let's take them here. I will allow you to unmute yourself. And if anybody has any questions, you can ask now.